Hello, and welcome to another art vlog. Um, yeah, man, I really don't know what to talk about. I I always I always think about things that I want to like express in these videos, but I often like they just fall to the wayside. Really, I kind of overcomplicate things, I guess, and there's these days where I think, well, maybe if I just sit down and write out a script, something for me to go by. And and I was like, let's go do that. Let's try that out. Let's really try that out. And so I did. And didn't go well. I gotta check something. I think my sounds. Oh yeah, it's working. My microphone's just, I guess, sucks. Yeah, I got a sucky microphone. Yeah, that sucks, dude. Sucky microphones, man. Man, microphones are so expensive to get like a nice one. What are they, like $200 or something like that? I gotta find that out. I don't know. Anyways, every time I decide that I'm going to streamline or improve these videos or just like seek to be a little bit better, I always feel like I'm going one step forward and like five steps back. And I wrote out something. I wrote out something. I wrote out a script. I wrote out something to kind of like go by, something that had like some substance really. And my gosh, I just do I just suck? Do I just like suck at at writing? Like I'm looking, I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? It's like a third grader writing this. This is awful. My goodness. Where am I going with this writing? Where's this going? I don't know where it's going. It's going nowhere. And I thought, well, maybe I just keep doing it, and then eventually something will click. Maybe if you just keep doing it, eventually something will click. And I don't know. You'll never know when things start going your way. Oh, sorry. Bored myself to sleep. I was going to say death, but obviously I'm still here. But I did bore myself to sleep. Oh my gosh. Um, I am on my fifth cough, cup of coffee. Fifth cup of coffee. Cup, a fifth. One fifth. Not one fifth. The fifth cup of coffee. The the fifth. Oh my gosh! In order for me, I got to get really close to the microphone to like. I got to be making out with it almost for me to hear it. I don't know if this is my headphones. I think it's some headphones, really cruddy headphones. Everything is wrong. Oh my gosh, everything's wrong. Actually, maybe everything's right. So I had this idea, or I had this script planned out talking about 2024 is over and how, oh my gosh, do you ever look back at your the year and reflect and say, man, I got nothing done, bro. I got nothing done. I was like, I looked back at it and I said, yeah, this is not a good script. It kind of came off like I didn't know how long. Wait, got some like I got some what's it called? Not OCD, squirrel brain. Wherever you OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder. ACD, ACDC. um, ADD. Ah, my gosh. There we go. This explains a lot. I think I have a mild case, a very, very minute, very small, very, very infinitesimal case of attention deficit disorder. Uh, I could only focus on something for about 5 seconds. Squirrel! Um, which is probably why when I'm writing these scripts or writing these ideas, I'm like, man, I just can't seem to write a concise idea. Like I have to like almost stick to it, and then I would have to have someone like what's it called when someone looks over your work, reviews. It's not spell check. It's like they it's, is it audit? It's got to be another word for audit. They're not auditing my work, my writings. They're proofreading. Proofreading might be a word for it. Like they proof me my work. Like I would need someone to proofread my work. I would need for them to do that. Like that's exactly what I need. I need to go and find a proofreader to proofread my work. It needs to be the greatest work ever. And if it's not, just don't do it. Just don't do it. I just don't do it ever, 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 ever. Trust me. Just don't do things that you don't like do. Or actually, no, don't do things that you're afraid of doing, of making mistakes. Just don't do it. You know. Um, but I was looking at my script that I worked on, and maybe in the future I'll use it. But I think right now, with regards to the videos that I'm posting right now, is I just need to get accustomed to talking on the microphone after the video is created. That's my goal. If I can get that done, that would be so awesome. The awesomest. The the super fun awesome. It'd be awesome and great. But right now I just got to get used to that. I just got to get used to it. Because for the most part, I've been doing the videos where I just kind of talk as I am recording, and those were kind of good. But like, I was not really focusing on the act of creating art, and I was finding that there was not a lot of growth happening there. There wasn't a lot of growth. It was just so bad. Like, I was just trying to filibuster the entire video, and the drawing part took the back seat. It took the back seat. And by the way, if you haven't noticed from these videos, I started a warm up of doing circles, cubes, and cylinders, and then now I'm doing like 60-second gestural drawings. Now, this audio may not sync up because I know for sure I'm definitely going to speed up the video to fit the audio, because I don't know if I don't know if this is going to happen. The video is about an hour long, and I don't see myself talking for about an hour. Although, if I could talk to myself for about an hour, I might have to seek help. I really might have to. I might have to like call a doctor or something. Like, hey doc, I just had an hour long conversation with myself, and it was great. It was great. We laughed, we cried, we gave each other hugs, and I think I might marry myself. Oh my gosh. Oh no. I had this giant that wasn't a giant writing. Like I wrote out some points to talk about for a video, and if I look at it now, I'm just gonna think, nah, nah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to talk about that. I just don't know. Do I really have to? Well, anyways, I guess I'll talk about it for a little bit. We'll see if I can talk about it. I was. I wanted to reflect about the year 2024. Obviously, it's the year 2025 now, and a lot of people at the beginning of the year, they, you know, they set like they set goals, they set like a bucket list, they strive to attain something for the year. And a lot of times, the stereotypical thing is like, I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. I want to lose a lot of weight. I want to lose 1 metric ton of fat, and I want to take that fat and make soap out of it. Do you use fat to make soap? I'm asking the audience. Do you really use fat to make soap? Because in the movie Fight Club, there's a scene where the was it Brad Pitt and Edward Norton, Ed Norton's and Brad Pitt's were stealing fat, and they're going to use that fat to make artisanal soap. Um, so I'm going to lose 1 metric ton. I'm literally going to become a black hole. Like, I'm going to lose all my weight. I'm going to invert on myself. I'm going to collapse on myself. And I'm going to become a black hole. And that's how the Earth became, was no more. That's what's going to happen. It's just what's going to happen, everyone. So if you wonder what happens, if you were like wondering by the end of the year 2025, there's no more Earth, it's because I decided to set up the lofty goal of becoming a black hole. And believe you me, it's going to happen. It's going to happen because every goal that I ever strive for happens. It gets done. I am a person who gets things done, and that's going to happen. No, it was the year 2024 is over, and it's 2025, and people have these goals to like lose weight, get that dream job, get that dream girl. Woo! Like, oh my gosh, this dream girl's so hot. But how do I approach her? What do I do? I am so ugly, and she's so hot. How do I approach that dream girl? First off, step 1, make a lot of money. Step 2, get shredded. Get so shredded. Get some muscles, take copious amounts of steroids, and get yoked, my friends. Get absolutely yoked. And then, step 3, well, she'll come to you, I guess. You don't have to learn any, you don't have to have any, you don't have to have any social skills or anything. You just gotta, you know, get shredded. Not, not, not not frosted shredded wheat, not shredded in that way, but like, get shredded, get like lean, get cut, and get that dream girl. But you have these goals, and what usually happens is this: it just never happens. Really, just never. You just get frustrated. You start out like, oh, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna get that job. And then you find out they're like, oh my gosh, all this requires work. It requires so much work. So much work. And you're like, you look at it, you're like, oh my gosh, how much work is this is gonna do? This is gonna be a lot of work, you know? And you just decide, nope, I'm not gonna do it. Just not gonna do it anymore. And then it comes the next what happens is I start stuttering. That's what happens. I start to stutter, and right now I'm playing around with a Crayola marker. A Crayola marker. You know, when I was a kid, I got made fun of because I called crowns, like, you know, a king's crown. And man, I would get teased so much for that. I was like, "Hey man, quit making fun of me. I'm just a kid." Man, kids, dude, they they love to tease you. They just love teasing you. You know, maybe something's going on in their household life they're not too happy about, and so they're probably just projecting to you. And what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? They're just projecting their own insecurities, and so that's what happened. I called crayons. Is it crayon? I still mess it up. I still mess it up. I still mess it up, and I call them crowns now. They're crowns. They're always going to be forever crowns. I don't know why. I guess no one actually properly taught me how to pronounce it. You know, because it's not like it has. It's not like it's not like when you go in a dictionary, you know, and you look at like how do you pronounce it, or actually, um, if you ever go online, I'm assuming you know how to do that. If you go to dictionary.com, you can have like the website kind of narrate how to pronounce these words. So maybe I need to do that because I'm a big old dum dum. No, I say a lot. You're gonna hear a lot of ums. You're gonna hear a lot of me reiterating words because I want the words to be perfect, absolutely perfect. They're never perfect. They're always they're always imperfect. Um, there I go again. I did it. I I filled up that space with an I filled it up. Filled up the dead air with an How long before it becomes uncomfortable via radio, via podcast, via YouTube video? How long of dead air is it okay to have in a video or in a podcast or on the radio? Apparently on the radio, like a couple seconds is like a millennia. You know? It's a millennia. And here I am playing around with this Crayola marker. You can hear that? It's kind of like popping the cap, putting the marker back in, like that. Possibly I need like a fidget spinner. You know what? Maybe next time when I do another video, I'm going to have a fidget spinner, and you're gonna hear like the little spinning noise, because that's what it is. It's like a bearing. There's a bunch of different fidget spinners nowadays. It's not just that spinning thing. There's a bunch of like weird ones that just have they look like you can. It's like a mini Bop It game. Um, Man, I'm gonna call myself out every time I say um. There I do it. There it goes again. I did it. I said the word Terrible news. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. So the year 2024 is over. Dead space. Dead air. Do you feel that you're a little lacking, or feel that there wasn't enough time? I feel like that. I feel like that's what's happened. Like I felt like there was not enough time. Um, I did it again. Oops. Oopsies. Yeah, I felt like whenever I would get some momentum, something would happen, or I don't know. I just would get tired of it. I was possibly kind of like I was getting in the way. You know, I was doubting myself. I guess I was comparing myself. Comparison is the thief of joy. I think that was that was a guy that someone commented on one of my videos and corrected me. I believe that's the proper that is the proper quote. Comparison is the thief of joy. Hey, I'm comparison. I'm gonna rob you of your joy. Give me your joy. Oh, I only have a few dollars of joy. Here, give me all your joy now. Give it now. Freeze. I'm gonna rob you of your joy. That's what happens, man. You see all these great videos. You see all these amazing artists. You see writers that you aspire to be, or you see movies that you wanted to do, or whatever. I don't. I'm not really talking about myself, but like just like in general, people that want to write their novel, their science fiction novel, and then they sit down and they're like, oh, Shawshank Redemption, shish kebab. I just found out that this requires work and scheduling and free time and not having a 9 to 5 job and access to energy and sleep and basically another life, you know? Because all these like hyper performers are always saying like, you just got to set aside time. It's got to be important to you. And there's some truth to that, I guess. There is. But then sometimes, you gotta buy groceries. You gotta buy food. You know. And this novel that I'm working on right now is not bringing in the bacon. Is it bacon? Do they call it? Is it bacon? Is that like a auxiliary, term? Is that another term for money, or is it cheddar? Cheddar. Cheddar. So that writing on the side or drawing on the side, unless you're really really exceptional, just not bringing in the goods. You know. And so, like, what's the motivation other than like, what's the motivation for people, to do that? And it's got to be something you dig. You got to dig deep. It's got to be something in you, driving you, because a lot of people, a lot of people, not you, maybe you, a lot of people need that motivation. They need that external validation. And when you're writing by yourself, or you're making videos by yourself, or you're working out by yourself, you don't really get that validation. And sometimes that validation has to come through like money, you know. I like what you wrote. I'm going to pay you some money to put it in this news article. I don't know what I was gonna say. It's like, you're gonna put it in this. Where are you gonna put it? You're gonna put it in this vlog. Or you're gonna put it in this like Newsweek. What are some? What are some magazines? You're gonna put it in Rolling Stone. You're gonna put it in your local county news gazette, right? I guess that's how you have to start sometimes. I don't know, man. Like, it's just setting those goals for yourself, man, can be very hard without like results that are tangible immediately. And that's the challenge, right? That's the big challenge. So when I look at 2024, like, I could say I did a lot, but I don't feel like I amassed a lot, or like something that was quantifiable. Like, I have quantifiable artwork that I created. I have quantifiable drawings that I've created. But like, it doesn't feel like I did anything, you know? And that's weird. It's a weird feeling that you see a year pass by, and you're like, did I do anything? That's what's like so kind of depressing about the new year. And I'm sure a lot of people feel that too. In a lot of states, in a lot of areas, the sun goes down quicker. There's less sunlight. A lot of people work the 9 to 5. It's dark when they go to work, and it's dark when they leave. You know, they don't see the sunlight all day. They don't see it all, and I can see that that can make you kind of a downer, right? Kind of puts you down. I don't know. This year, though, hate to sound overly optimistic, but I think this year's the year. You ever hear like people say, this year is the year that I am going to turn myself around, and you're like, heck yeah, dude, do it, do it. I want you to succeed, and you're like, yes, yes, bro, I want you. I want you bad. No, I want you to succeed, and gosh, I'm so dumb. This is so stupid. I want you to I want you to be successful. I want the best for you. And then like a couple months down the line, you ask them how it went or how it's going. And one second. Sip that coffee. You ask them how it's going, and they're like, "Oh man, it's not. It's not going at all." You know. And you can see the regret, the dissatisfaction, the the visual like cues, like they're not happy. You know, they feel like they've let them some down. They feel like they let themselves down. You know, and you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Um, you know what I'm saying. But you can see the regret in their eyes, and you can feel it, man. You can feel it. If I kind of look at, I'm kind of like self-reflecting too and thinking about it, and kind of going back to like times and you have friends that kind of did that, and and all I could say is, you know, you just got to keep trying. The world pushes back really hard, and you almost have to push back. You almost have to like will it into existence. You have to push it into the world, and don't let that falling off the horse dictate your future actions, you know? People that like start businesses, there's like a statistic that like a person that wants to start a business, they have to start like 5 businesses before they actually have some success. 5. And if you write one book, do one drawing, apply to one job, and you expect to nail it, crush it the first time, man, that is a recipe for failure. I'm tapping on on the desk, tapping on it, but like it's a recipe for failure, you know. I say, you know, a lot, and I might even say the word a lot, for sure. Wow. But it's 2025. I need to go on Amazon.com. I need to go on Amazon.com and get myself a lifetime supply of fidget spinners. I need to. I just gotta. Because apparently, when I am doing audio for videos, I like to just like pop things around and like pop, tap on things. Like I need to do something with my hands. Like I don't. I'm like Ricky Bobby from Talladega Nights. Like I don't. What do I got to do with my hands? He's in that interview where he starts lifting his hands up into the frame of the camera of the video. He's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Like what do I do? And he starts having a meltdown. Yeah, that's what I feel like I'm doing right now. It's like I am having a meltdown of the ninth degree, and I need to get a fidget spinner or a few because for sure, just talking, I cannot keep my hands from not moving. Perhaps that's because I'm an artist and I like to draw a lot. Gotta do things with my hands. Anyways, What are some of your like aspirations? Ass, ass. What are some of your aspirations and goals and dreams? Some people would just like, I want a house and a dog and a nice car. Some people are like, I want to learn how to cook. I want to make my own. I want to be a baker. I want to bake bacon. I want to be a baker that bakes bacon all bacon day. That's all I want to do. Every day I wake up, think about bacon, think about different types of bacon to eat, different types of bacon to cook. You got the Canadian bacon, you got bacon bits, you got regular old bacon, you got thick cut bacon. you got you got thick put ugh, 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 ugh. You got thick cut bacon. How about thick cut bacon bits? How about that? How about them apples? No, but really, what do you want to do for the year? There's always something. I think it's good to have some sort of goal, even if it's like a small thing, like getting up consistently at the same time. Because if you can do that, you can do something a little bit harder, you know, like baking or making a hearty breakfast with bacon, thick cut. Yeah, yeah. You could wake up early, wake up late. No, some people struggle with that. Some people struggle like just be consistent with just waking up at a consistent time because their job they don't have to get up early, so they can stay up late and then they wake up, go to work. It's a problem. It's hard for sure. I don't doubt that. So like maybe your goal might just to get up at a consistent time. Maybe it's you want to lose a few pounds. Maybe you want to be more outgoing. Maybe you want a new job, right? Maybe maybe you want to get in a relationship. Maybe you're single, right? But in order for that to even happen, you have to take initiative. And a lot of people taking that initiative is hard. And I think it's because like if you have like a job, a 9 to 5 job, a 9 to 5 job, that's an 8-hour job. It's you work for 8 hours. Your commute is, let's just say it's 30 minutes. That's 9 hours. And really it's 10 because a lot of jobs give you an hour lunch. So you have to you're at your work for 9 hours as opposed to 8 because you want to get 8 hours of work, or your employer wants to get you, or the employer wants you to have an 8-hour workday if you're so lucky. And you have an hour lunch, so that's 9 hours at work. You have a half an hour commute, that is 10 hours, right? So 10 hours out of your day. It's already gone. 10 hours is gone. That's it. It's gone. That's it. 10 hours out of your day is gone. And I forgot what I was talking about. 10 hours is gone. You got to take out 8. Because let's assume that you want to get 8 hours of sleep. 18 hours. 18 hours. That leaves you with 6 hours to do things, you know, that you want to do. Like, you want to be an animator, you want to be a writer. And it's really not 6 hours because you have dinner, maybe you have to make dinner, and let's take out an hour for that. So you have 5 hours, right? You have 5 hours to get things done. If you are hyper efficient, you will use those 5 hours to pursue some of your goals, right? So you want to work out, take out an hour and a half. Let's just make it easy. Let's take out 2 hours for working out. So now you have 3 hours. And you want to write your novel, make your videos, learn an instrument, learn a language. You have 3 hours to do something. And you're tired by then. You've been going at it all day. It takes some extreme ownership, Jocko Willink style, to force yourself to do those things in those 3 hours. Hey, wait a second. What if you have kids? What if you have a family? Right? Your kids are going to want to see you. You want to talk to your wife, right? Take out another hour. Take out 2 hours. Oh, wait. Now you only have an hour to do things. So it's almost like you have to will it to happen. It's so crazy. You really have to will it to happen. And that's challenging. That can be a challenge. Well, anyways, I've rambled on for about 43 minutes. Some change. I don't think I'm going to edit this. I'm kind of lazy. Well, thank you so much for listening. I guess I got to go back and draw or something. Happy happy 2025, y'all.